My daughters were the ones who showed me how far I had fallen. I looked at them when they were small one day and I saw myself. And I knew I was the reason that they looked that way. My own daughters standing in front of me like a mirror that I had not asked to look into. By the end of this video, you're going to walk away with four things: a way to name exactly where you are, a decision to anchor to, a 7-day practice, and a map of the three stages. But first, let me tell you how I got there. A few years into my marriage, my life had become something I did not recognize. Slowly, over time, my days had narrowed down to the same complaints on repeat. I was complaining about the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, and all the mess. That was my entire existence. I was not building anything. I was just getting through each day and then getting through the next one. That's it. I complained about everything every day in front of my daughters without once stopping to ask what that was doing to them and what it was doing to me. I thought I was just having a hard time. I did not recognize that I was building a pattern. I really did not realize that they were watching me and learning every single thing. Then came that particular day that I looked at my daughters and I saw it. I understood in that moment a physical weight that I felt in my body, that I was not just failing myself, but I was also passing something on. And what I was giving them was making them smaller and smaller. That same day, I picked up my journal and I wrote down these three words: enough is enough. I knew I had to change. That was the desperation in me that made me make this quality decision. And little did I know and realize that this would be the turning point of my life. Here's what I want to talk to you about today: the middle, not the beginning when the decision is fresh and the energy is high, and not the end when you can look back and see why everything happened the way it did. The season where nothing looks like it's working, where the days feel identical, where you start to wonder if any of this is real. Because that's where most young women quit. Not at the start, but in the middle. I know that season. I lived in it for years. And here's what nobody tells you about: the middle is not a sign that you were wrong to start. No. The middle is not the evidence that the voice was right. The middle is where the work of becoming someone new actually happens. I started small. I started writing down simple goals, working on my complaints, catching myself mid sentence, and stopping. Working out, I started speaking affirmations out loud even when they felt like lies. I started reading personal development books, and that was the hardest part initially. None of that was glamorous. It looked like a woman quietly doing small things every single day with no audience and no guarantee that any of these things that she was doing was going to work. That's what the middle actually looks like: a journal, a workout, a book, an affirmation said in a room where nobody is watching. Think about bread. The moment you mix it, you have something, right? It looks like it could become something. And then you leave it alone in a warm, dark place. From the outside, nothing is happening. Nothing is moving. You don't see anything. But underneath the surface where it's covered, everything is changing. The structure is forming. The foundation is being built. You cannot see it, and if you cut it open too early because you got impatient, you destroy the very thing that was about to become real. That's the middle season. That is what was happening to me in my home long before I could see it. Enough is enough gets you to start, it doesn't get you through the middle when the feeling wears off. Motivation works beautifully at the beginning when everything is new and the energy is high, but Motivation is a feeling, and feelings lie to you in the middle. But a standard is different from motivation. Motivation says, I'll keep going when I feel like it. A standard says, I decided. Now I will not undecide because it got hard. So today, right now, I want you to take out your journal and underneath, right underneath, write down enough is enough. And above that, write one sentence. What did I decide when I started this? Write the decision. Don't write your dream. Keep that page somewhere where you will see it in the morning. Now, here's the practical part. For the next 7 days, track only one input, not the result, just the one action you committed to when you wrote enough is enough. Every day you do it. Put a tick, and by the end of 7 days, you will have proof. Not that it worked yet, but that you are someone who does not quit. And that proof is worth more in the middle than any result because it rewrites a story. It rewrites the old voice that has been telling you other things. There's a story I think about a lot in a season like this, in seasons like this. A man is given one job to break a log of wood in half. He swings the axe. Nothing happens. He swings it again. Still, nothing happens. He swings 10 times. He swings 50 times. And all he has to show for it is a sore arm and a log that looks exactly the same when he started. Then, on the 100th swing, it splits clean in two. And the people standing around him say, that last hit did it. He knows better. Every single hit did it. And the 100th one just happened to be the one you could see it. That's what tracking your one input is doing. It's swing after swing you can't see the results of yet. The middle does not end in a week. And I'm not going to leave you thinking it does. Some middles last 3 months, some last a year or even 5 years. If nobody tells you that, you'll hit day 8 still feeling the same and use that as proof the voice was right. That is not what's happening. Day 8 is just more middle, and more middle means more becoming. The middle has 3 stages, and most women only know about the first one. Stage 1 is resistance. That's where you start. Everything feels hard, the voice is loud, and nothing is visible. Stage 2 is rhythm. The work stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like practice. You don't feel excited, you're just building. And most women mistake this for stagnation and quit right before stage 3. Stage 3 is evidence. This is where the outside world starts catching up to the inside work you've already done. Here's what my evidence looked like. My daughters changed. I didn't sit them down or give them a speech. I started changing. They saw what I was doing every single day instead of complaining. They saw the changes and the little steps their mama was taking. And they followed, and whatever I was doing, they started writing down their goals. They started reading on their own. They started growing because they were watching me grow. The same daughters who had been mirroring my lostness began mirroring something else entirely. That is stage 3. You cannot see it while you are in stage 1. You're too close, you're too tired, but something is shifting during this time. And the people closest to you will feel it before you can name it. So, if you are in the middle right now, write your own enough is enough today. Track your one input for 7 days. And every 7 days after that, ask yourself, what stage am I in? Resistance, rhythm, or evidence? A woman who knows where she is on the map does not quit, but she navigates. Your daughter or your son, they are watching you. They love you and they admire you. You don't have to be perfect. It's the small steps and changes you do in the middle, in private, in the middle of the ordinary, in your messy day. That's what gets carried forward. So comment the word enough below if you could relate the same feeling that your children have been mirroring you. If you haven't noticed, start noticing that. If someone in your life is close to giving up something on something that matters, send her this video. She might need to hear that the middle is not the end. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love ya.